I'm Matt, and today there's no Nat, because I was the only one who got lucky enough to go to AFIfest. It's put on once a year by the American Film Institute, and these are films that wind up getting premiered because it's so close to Oscar announcing. So these are Academy Award grasping films for the most part, but then there's also some cool indie stuff from people like Soderbergh that just rounds it out as a cool film festival. So that's sort of what makes this geeky enough to hit here, because this is a 4 for 1. We're going to talk about a few movies that are great and one that's not so great. First up, J. Edgar. It premiered at AFIfest. It was the opening night film, and as a huge Western fan, getting to shake Clint Eastwood's hand made this movie possibly glow a little bit more than it should have, but I love the hell out of it. Problem number one, the makeup isn't great, but that is made up for in spades by the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible, and Armie Hammer, guy from the Facebook movie who plays the twins, is breathtaking. The guy should totally get Best Supporting Actor. The makeup on him when he's old, but everything else, amazing about this film. If you have a serious attention span and possibly a diaper, you should definitely go to J. Edgar. It's long. It could have been trimmed back by about half an hour and still been the same movie, but Clint Eastwood is 80, so the guy knows how to sit through something and be patient. Next up, Jeff Who Lives at Home. Jason Segel's in it, Susan Sarandon, Ed Helms. It was beautiful. It was charming. It was about a guy who is obsessed with movies like Signs, where everything falls into place. And his life is just wasting away, and I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. It was sharply written, brilliantly directed. This is made by the Duplass brothers, and every now and again these guys show up at AFIfest with something great, and this is something great. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Jeff Who Lives at Home. Beautiful. Now, Butter was another movie that was sort of sold as like a comedy, but also going to have a moral, sort of like Jeff Who Lives at Home. But it just didn't really deliver. I did not enjoy this movie really at all. There were shining bits, the cast is great, Jennifer Garner is over the top, Ty Burrell is amazing in Modern Family, and he's got the same character here, and it's fantastic. Hugh Jackman is a crazy disappointment in this movie. I was hoping there'd be a lot more of him, but he was just kind of sad and pathetic. But Olivia Wilde made up for it in spades. She was hot and sexy and crazy and hilarious, and she was the only shining part of this movie at all times. But it's a movie that didn't know what it was. It didn't know if it was a kid's movie for adults or an adult movie for kids. There's sex in it, there's lots of sex in it, but the main character is this child who is basically just artistic and wonderful and pure, and it kind of has the problem that Speed Racer had, which was it was too childish for adults and too adult for children. So Butter just didn't do it for me. From beginning to end, it was disappointing. But the movie that I saw right after it, in the midnight screening that was a surprise screening, secret screening, was Haywire by Steven Soderbergh, where he literally found the craziest fighter chick he could do and put her in a movie and wrapped actors like Michael Fassbender, Ewan McGregor, Channing Tatum for the first time I liked in a movie, and Bill Paxton. It was huge. You've also got these great little roles from Antonio Banderas and Michael Douglas, and it was just awesome. I've never seen so much ass kicked so brutally in my life. I really enjoyed it. It comes out in January, and it's an ass kicking like I have never seen, never received, never contemplated. This Gina Carano chick is awesome. I've never seen her fight, but now I've seen her kick the crap out of pretty much every man in Hollywood that's awesome. The last film I saw was not nearly as fun or geeky or all-around entertaining. It's called We Need to Talk About Kevin, and it was supposed to be really depressing and difficult to watch, but I really liked it. It's directed by Lynn Ramsey, who does basically auteur stuff across the board, and Tilda Swinton, John C. Reilly, and a kid named Ezra Miller from Royal Pains and Californication. Wow, Ezra Miller is terrifying in this film. What a creepy, magnificently disturbed child. But everything about this film just gets under your skin. It's told in a really wild narrative, going through 3 different points in the lives of these people, and at the very end you find out precisely what has happened. And I like movies that do that, and so I would recommend it highly. I'm pretty sure Tilda Swinton would be up for an Academy Award for this role. It's quite breathtaking. Normally she scares the crap out of me in movies, but with Ezra Miller being even scarier than her, sort of brought it down a notch, and it made her a little more human, which I enjoyed. But, you know, on top of the fact that I got to see all these movies before they came out, we also got to talk to and with and do like a Q&A with the directors and actors, and that really did sort of wrap an interesting bubble around each of these films, because none of them had been released at the time of seeing them at AFIfest, and all these people love this festival so much. And if you have the chance to get to LA around the beginning of November, I would highly recommend hitting up Hollywood. You get to go to Grauman's Chinese Theater, you get to stand in some amazing lines with some amazing people to fill some of the most charming and important theaters in movie history. And I just enjoyed the hell out of AFIfest, and I would highly recommend 4 out of 5 of the movies I saw there, and I would also recommend you check out the festival. We'll be back, both me and Nat, with a review of The Muppets, yay! Which excites me more than anything because they were amazing on Saturday Night Live, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the film. Catch you guys later.